and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to take you through the kind of mindset that you should build when you are preparing for your PMP exam. And this video is focusing more on the agile mindset that you should have when you go through the PMP exam. So I'm going to use this agile practice book, which I suggest you should always have it. You can also download it from the PMI website. It's going to help you to understand purely on agile methodology. So this kind of mindset is going to help you to eliminate a lot of answers or wrong answers in the PM exam, and then you can also use them also to select the correct answer. So practice question number 1. A customer wants to see progress early, but the team says the full product will take several months. What should the agile project manager encourage? So this is our question here. What is supposed to be encouraged by the agile project manager? Okay, what is our problem statement here? A customer wants to see progress early. So there's a customer who wants to see progress early, but the team is saying it's going to take several months. Okay, so let us go through the answers now. Okay, so ask the customer to wait until the final release. So the moment you start using the wait, it means you're going to delay the project. So we don't take this one as an answer. Deliver small increments and gather feedback frequently. Agile is about delivering small increments, so we can leave this one for now. Freeze all requirements until the end of the project. Freeze all requirements until the end of the project. You don't freeze requirements in an agile environment, so this cannot be the answer. Replace the customer with a more patient customer. Never replace or fire anyone in a project environment. So making B the best answer in this scenario. So B is the best answer. And what is our reference to the practice guide in Agile? We are talking of Agile Manifesto, okay, and early continuous delivery, which is on page 8 up to page 10, right? So the guide links Agile thinking to customer satisfaction, early delivery, and also frequent feedbacks, which is very, very important in an Agile environment. So the mindset that you have to apply here is you need to deliver value early and do not wait for perfection before learning. So the moment you deliver value, the moment you also get feedback from the customer, you learn a lot and then you improve in the next iteration. Making B the best answer because Agile favors early, suitable value and feedback over delayed Big Bang delivery, which is for predictive. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 2. Requirements are changing as users learn more from each product demo. What is the best agile mindset? So what is our problem statement? We have requirements that are changing as users they see more of the product demo. Okay, so let's go through the answers now. A, treat all change as scope creep. This is agile. We don't treat changes as scope creep. You accept changes up to the end. All right. Then B, welcome useful change that improves customer value. Makes sense. The word welcome changes. In Agile, you accept changes even up to the last minute. Then C, stop demos until requirements stabilize. You don't stop demos. Demos are very important, especially if you want to get more understanding of the customer requirements. So making this one incorrect answer. Ask the team to ignore the user feedback. You don't ignore user feedback. This is where you use the user feedback in Agile environment to learn, making this an incorrect answer. So the best answer here is B. You need to welcome useful changes that improves customer value. This is very important in an Agile environment. So even if the requirements are changing, okay, because of the demo, you still need the right mindset of welcoming changes in an Agile environment, making B the best answer. So what is our Agile practice guide reference? We are still looking at Manifesto and also Agile Mindset, which is page 8 up to 11. So what does it say, the Manifesto? It says, Agile values responding to change and uses feedback to refine understanding. So you can use either a prototype or a demo just to make sure that at least you understand the requirements of the customer. So what is the best mindset to use here? Is change is information, not automatically a threat. So in an agile environment, it's different from predictive. Change is actually more information that is coming in. You're making the product better as compared to predictive, where it's considered to be a threat. Okay. So B is the best answer because agile teams, they use change, okay, to protect value and also to improve outcomes, making B the best answer. Practice question number practice question number 3. The team is blocked by a dependence outside its control. Okay. What should the servant leader do first? Do first is very important. You want to get more information. So what is our problem? Our team is being blocked. There's a dependence that they cannot control. Okay. So what should the servant leader do first? First one, blame the team during a retrospective. You don't blame the team in any environment, whether agile or predictive. In this agile environment, you don't blame the team during a retrospective. So making this an incorrect answer. B, remove or escalate the impediment through the right path. I like this one. Servant leader is supposed to remove impediments. Let's see the other answers. C, tell the team to work around it without support. You need, as a servant leader, you're supposed to support your team. So making this one incorrect answer. Cancel the iteration immediately. You don't cancel the iteration because there's a blocker. You remove the blocker, making this incorrect answer. Therefore, the best answer here is B. Okay. So there's a blocker, okay, where the team cannot control. So as a servant leader, what you have to do first is to make sure you remove or escalate the impediment through the right path so that it's removed. So what is our reference to our agile practice guide here is servant leadership empowers the team, which is on page 33 up to 36. And what does it say? The guide describes servant leadership as people who support the team. They remove impediments and they also enable progress. So in this case, you are removing impediments. You are also allowing progress to proceed. So what is the best mindset here? The best mindset here is to save the team by clearing the path. So how do you clear the path? You remove all impediments. Making B the best answer because agile leadership focuses on enabling the team rather than commanding or even blaming them, making B the best answer. Practice question number four. During a daily stand-up, the project manager asks for detailed status reports from every person. What should be emphasized instead? Okay, what should be emphasized instead? So what is our problem statement here? During a daily stand-up, the project manager is asking for detailed status reports from every person, right? So we need the agile mindset in this. And the difficulty here is classified as easy, all right? So let's go through the answers now. A short team coordination conversations focused on progress, plans, and also impediments. This one makes sense. B, a 1 hour reporting meeting for management. So the issue here is about team, not about management. So definitely this cannot be the answer. A technical design review for all user stories. The issue is not about user stories, okay? This is only a daily stand-up meeting, which is a very important component of agile methodology. But you're asking for detailed reports, right? So the technical review and design does not help in this situation. So this one does not answer the question. A meeting only for the project manager to assign tasks. In an agile environment, project manager is supposed to leave the team to have what is called self-organizing team, making this an incorrect answer. So the best answer here is A. Okay. So why is A? We have a daily stand-up meeting. Project manager is asking for status report from every person, which is not normally a good environment in a project environment. So what are they supposed to emphasize? They're supposed to emphasize a short team coordination conversation, okay, focused on progress, plans, and also removing impediments, which is exactly what has to be done when it comes to daily stand-up. So what is our practice guide reference is the daily stand-up meetings, which is on page 55. Okay. And what does it say? The guide frames daily stand-ups as brief coordination events, not long commanding control reporting sessions. All right. And what is the best mindset to use here? You use ceremonies, okay? You use ceremonies for the team alignment, not performance interrogation. So you don't have to interrogate people. You're supposed to use it as ceremonies. Making A the best answer because stand-ups, they help the team synchronize and also expose impediments quickly. This is very important. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 5. A stakeholder says the latest increment does not solve the real business problem. What should the agile team do? Okay. What are they supposed to do? What is our problem statement? We have a stakeholder who is saying the latest increment does not solve the business problem. All right. So let's go through the answers now. A, defend the increment because it matches the original plan. We do projects for our customers and stakeholders. So defending does not help in this situation, making this an incorrect answer. Use the feedback to refine the backlog and next priority. This is very important. Customer feedback is very important. So I'll leave this one for now. C, ignore the stakeholder until the final release. Never ignore a stakeholder. You manage, engage stakeholders throughout the project. So this cannot be the answer. Stop all work until every requirement is final. You don't stop work in a project environment. You look for solution, you remove impediments, you engage your stakeholders, and so on and so forth, making this incorrect answer. So the best answer here is B. Okay. So we have a stakeholder who is saying that the latest increment does not solve the business problem. Okay. So we use that feedback from the stakeholder to refine the backlog and also our next priorities in the next iteration. And what is our practice guide reference? Demonstrations reveal backlog refinement, which is page 52 to 57. The guide connects demos, reviews, and backlog refinements to customer feedback and learning. So you should be able to get feedback from customer, then you learn from there. The best mindset to use here is feedback changes the next best step. Feedback, it gives you an opportunity to learn so you can make it better in the next iteration. Making B the best answer because agile teams, they should adapt the backlog based on evidence and stakeholders and user feedback. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 6. A product owner wants to prioritize a lower cost feature that delivers high customer value. What should the team support? Okay. So you have a product owner here who wants to prioritize a lower cost feature, which means on the backlog, they don't want to put a high value feature that delivers high value customer value. Okay. What are the answers here? So A, prioritizing by value and learning. Okay, makes sense. Prioritizing is very important here by value and learning. Then prioritizing only by who requested the feature. This is not how you prioritize the backlog in an agile environment. You don't do it by who requested, but by value, making this incorrect. Completing every low value item already documented. You don't need to complete everything. You must start with something that is going to give high value. D, avoid reprioritization during the project. You don't avoid the reprioritization. It has to be done, especially after every iteration or especially when a new requirement has been added to the backlog. You also need to prioritize it. So making A the best answer in this scenario. So A is the best answer. Even if it's a lower cost feature, but it's going to give a higher customer value, which is very important. So the difficulty here is actually easy, right? And what is our reference to the practice guide? The backlog preparation and also refinement, which is page 52 to 54. So the guide treats backlog as ordered work, okay, that can be refined as more is actually being learned. So the best mindset for this particular scenario or question is you need to maximize value, not volume, okay? So A is the best answer because agile teams, they keep the most valuable work visible and also ready for delivery, making A the best answer. Practice question number 7. The team has repeated quality issues at the end of each iteration. What should the agile project manager encourage? Okay. So our problem here is we have a team which is having repeated quality issues at each and every end of each iteration. So what should the project manager encourage? So let's go through the answers now. A, wait for the final release to test quality. Okay. All right, wait for the final release. But the moment you start waiting, you end up delaying the project. So this is unlikely going to be the answer. Then B, build quality practice into every iteration. Makes sense. Quality must be built throughout the project. C, ask the customer to find the defects after go live. Asking the customer to find defects after go live, it might be very expensive. What if the defect is going to force you to recreate all the other deliverables? So making this one an incorrect answer. Then D, reduce collaboration to save time. You don't reduce collaboration. In an agile environment, you're actually supposed to increase collaboration, making B the best answer in this scenario. Okay? Because there are quality issues, repeated quality issues. So the best that you can do is to build quality, okay, in every iteration. That will address this. So this is what the project manager is supposed to encourage. And what is our practice guide reference? Working product execution practice, okay, which is page 60 to 61. And what does it say? Agile practice emphasize frequent verification, okay, working product, and also continuous attention to quality. And the best mindset that you could apply in this particular scenario is quality is built in and not inspected, okay? It's not inspected at the end. Okay, so you should have quality activities from the beginning of the project all the way up to the end, even from the beginning of the iteration all the way up to the end of the iteration. Making B the best answer because agile delivery depends on usage increments, okay, and also continuous quality discipline, making B the best answer. Practice question number 8. A sponsor wants a predictive plan, even though the requirements are unclear and likely to change. What should the project manager do? Okay, so what is our problem statement here? We have a sponsor who wants a predictive. We have an agile project, but the sponsor, they want a predictive plan, even though the requirements are unclear. Okay, so we have unclear requirements, which makes agile the best methodology, and they are also likely going to change. So let's go through the answers. Use predictive delivery without discussion. You see, you're already using agile, so they want predictive, but the requirements are likely going to change. So predictive, you know the scope earlier, and then you manage changes through the change management process, making this one an incorrect answer. B, explain uncertainty and tailor the life cycle accordingly. This one makes sense. Once you start tailoring, it means based on the situation, the project context, then you can also tailor according to the project context. Then C, reject the sponsor's consent and start coding. Never reject anything in a project. Analyze it, look at the best option. So making this one incorrect. Stop the project until every detail is known. You don't stop the project. I can tell you from experience, you will never know every detail in a project until you start and then you start resolving one by one. So making B the best answer in this scenario. So you need to explain uncertainty to the sponsor, okay? You also need to tailor the life cycle accordingly. You don't just go to predictive because we're told to go to predictive. You need to tailor it accordingly. So what is our practice guide reference? We have uncertainty, risk, and life cycle selection, which is on page 15 to 17. And what does it say? It links high uncertainty and changing requirements to iterative, incremental, or in general, agile approach. So agile approach is the best for this one. So you tailor it. Then the best mindset. The best mindset is to tailor the approach to uncertainty. Uncertainty is just the same as risk. So you tailor it according to uncertainty. Making B the best answer because the development approach should fit the nature of the work and not personal preferences, which is coming from the sponsor. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 9. A team completes an iteration but there is no working increment to show. What's the concern here? Which means we have a team that has completed an iteration, but they have no working increment to show to the user. Okay? So let's go through the answers. Agile progress is best measured by usable product. Okay, so makes sense. You need a usable product in Agile. Then B, the team should only report hours worked. This does not make sense in this particular scenario. If you have nothing to show, you cannot just report your hours. C, documentation is always the only progress measure. This is incorrect. You can document, but there's no product. How is it going to help the customer? Making this one incorrect. A demo is unnecessary in Agile project. A demo is very necessary in Agile project. It helps you to get more information. It helps you to gather more requirements from the customer. Making A the best answer in this scenario. So Agile progress is best measured by usable working product. So that is why they are concerned. They have nothing to show, no working increment to show. It means there's no usable product. So that is their concern here. What is what is the Agile practice reference that we have here? Agile Manifesto Principles and Working Product, okay, which is on page 8 up to 10. What is the best mindset to have here? You need to show working value, not just activity. This is very important. In an Agile environment, you need to show something that is giving value to the customer than just to show a list of activities. Making A the best answer because Agile measures progress through delivered and also usable increments. So making A the best answer. Agile progress is best measured by usable working product. Practice question number 10. The team is pressured to add 3 agent features to the current iteration and it has already started. What should the Agile leader do? Okay, so what is our problem statement? The team is pressured to add 3 agent features to the current iteration after it has already started, right? That is our problem. So let's go through the answers now. Automatically add the work and demand over time. The word demand is actually spoiling this, and the word automatically is actually spoiling this. There's nothing automatic in an Agile environment, making this one incorrect answer. Then B, collaborate with the product owner and team to assess priority, capacity, and impact. I like this. The moment you start collaborating, the moment you're also assessing impact, it makes sense. Then C, reject the request without discussion. You don't just reject requests in an Agile project, making this one incorrect answer. Hide the request until the next retrospective. You don't hide anything. A project manager or an Agile manager is supposed to be transparent and honest, making this one incorrect. So the best answer here is B. So B is the best answer. You need to assess capacity and also impact, and also you need to collaborate with product owner, who is responsible for features in the backlog. What is our reference in the Agile practice, guys? Is iteration planning and backlog refinement, which is on page 52 to 60. What does it say? Agile emphasizes planning around capacity, refining backlog as conditions also change. This is very important. And the best mindset in this scenario is to protect the team focus whilst you are staying value responsive, which means you're focusing on value and you are protecting the team focus. Making B the best answer because agent change should be assessed, which is very important, transparently with a product owner. Product owner is the owner of the features and all the changes. So you must be transparent and understanding with the product owner. Making B the best answer. So practice question number 11. A senior manager wants the project manager to assign all tasks directly because self-organizing looks uncontrolled. What is the best response here? Okay. So what is the best response? What is our problem statement? We have a senior manager who wants the project manager to assign all tasks directly because they are saying self-organizing looks uncontrolled. Okay, that's the problem. So let's go through the answers now. Agree and remove the team autonomy. One of the principles of Agile methodology or mindset is to have team autonomy. So if you remove it, then it makes this incorrect answer. Explain that Agile teams self-organize with clear goals, roles, and also constraints. This makes sense. Explaining to the senior manager, yeah, because it's the one who wants that assignment, right? C, ask the team to stop collaborating. Collaboration is very important in every Agile environment. So once you ask the team to stop that, it makes this one an incorrect answer. Move all decisions to steering committee. In an Agile environment, most of the decisions they are actually done by the team. That is why they're self-organizing. So we don't make this a correct answer. So the best answer here is B. Okay. You need to explain that agile teams, they are self-organizing with clear goals, roles, and also constraints to the senior manager, because it's the one who is saying it might end up being uncontrolled. So, what is our reference in our agile practice guide? Right? Team composition and servant leadership, which is page 33 to page 42. What does it say? The guide connects agile success to empowered teams, servant leader, and also appropriate team structure. So what the senior manager is asking for here is like you're working in a predictive environment. So what is the best mindset that has to be applied here? Empowerment requires clarity, okay, not chaos, which is very important. This is a very important mindset. You require clarity, not chaos. Then B is the best answer because agile leadership creates conditions for ownership while maintaining also alignment, making B the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 12. A distributed agile team is losing time because members wait for formal email approvals before resolving small issues. What should be improved? So we need to improve something here. What is our problem statement? A distributed agile team, okay, is losing time because members, they wait for formal email approvals before resolving small issues. That is the biggest problem. So let's go through the answers now. Increase formal approvals for every minor issue. So the moment you increase formal approvals, which is what they're complaining about, is going to increase the problems again. So making this one incorrect answer. Create clearer working agreements and also decision boundaries. This one makes sense. You are creating something that is very clear, okay, in terms of working agreements. C, stop using team ceremonies. You cannot stop using team ceremonies. Agile ceremonies are very important in every environment, making this one incorrect answer, okay? Then D, ask the project manager to solve all issues personally. The project manager is not a subject matter expert, so is not expected to be solving problems. So making B the correct answer. You need to create a clearer working agreement and also decision boundaries. That will help this situation where the approvals, the team is waiting for approvals, which are also taking long. So what is our practice guide reference is the charter, the project, and the team, which is page 47 to 49. And what does the guide say? It says it discusses team charter, working agreements, and ways to support collaboration. You should always be supporting collaboration in your team, all right? And the best mindset to use here is to create agreements that enable fast and also a responsible decision making. This is the best mindset. Always create agreements that are going to enable decision making very fast. And making B the best answer because working agreements and authority boundaries, they reduce friction also and delay. So B is the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 13. The team's velocity dropped from 2 iterations. What should the agile project manager do first? So team velocity is how much they can do in an iteration. So we are hearing that it has dropped for 2 iterations. So there must be a problem. Team velocity must be increasing, which is how much work they can carry or they can do, how many points they can do in an iteration. So what should the agile project manager do first? Number 1 is to punish the team for poor performance. Never punish the team in every environment. Try to understand why the velocity is going down, making this one incorrect answer. B, use the retrospective and data to inspect causes and improve. This makes sense. Retrospective is a meeting which is going to be done by the agile team to try to see what can be done better, what can be improved, the do's and the don'ts. So this one makes sense. C, tell stakeholders the team is failing. Telling stakeholders that the team is failing does not help this situation, so it cannot qualify as an answer. D, increase the estimates of every story. You still need to understand why is it the velocity is going down, especially for the last 2 iterations, making this one incorrect. So the best answer here is actually B. Use the retrospective and data to inspect causes and also to improve. This is very important. Retrospective are going to tell you what exactly is happening, what is causing this velocity to drop. especially in the last two iterations. So the project manager must do first is to use the retrospective to understand why is it there's that drop. Then our practice guide reference is going to be retrospective and measurements, which is on page 50, 65 also to 68. And what does it say? The guide uses retrospectives and agile measurements to support improvements rather than to blame people. Then what is the mindset? The mindset is to inspect, okay? You also need to learn and also need to adapt without any blame to anyone. Making B the best answer because agile data should trigger learning conversations and also improvement actions. Making B the best answer. Practice question number 14. The customer is unavailable for reviews but still expects the product to meet their needs. What should the project manager emphasize? So we have a customer who is not being available for reviews, okay? All right. So the first answer A is customer collaboration is needed throughout delivery. Makes sense. The team should guess what the customer wants. The team cannot guess what the customer is supposed to provide to the team, what is supposed to be done. Then the final acceptance is enough feedback. Customers must be involved throughout. That is why in an agile environment or methodology, you have review meetings to involve the customer, making this one incorrect. Customer involvement slows agile. You need customer involvement because remember you're producing value for the customer. So you need customer involvement, making this one incorrect. So the best answer here is A. Okay. So you need to emphasize to the customer because it's not available. The customer is not available for reviews. You need to emphasize the collaboration that is needed throughout the project for delivery. And our practice guide is going to be on Agile Manifesto, which is on values, demonstrations, reviews, which is also on page 8 to 11 and 57. It emphasizes customer collaboration, frequent reviews of delivered increments. So you must have explained to the customer to collaborate on this. Then mindset is collaboration reduces rework because you are getting feedback instantly. So making B the best answer because Agile depends on ongoing customer inputs to validate direction and also value, making A the best answer. Practice question number 5. An executive asks for a fixed scope, fixed date, and cost, and unlimited change. What should the Agile project manager do? This is very interesting. So we have an executive who is asking for a fixed scope, fixed date, fixed cost, and also unlimited change. So A, accept the constraints without discussing trade-offs. You cannot just accept the constraints like this. You need to discuss the trade-offs. So making this one incorrect. Explain the trade-offs and use prioritization to protect value. This is very important. Once you see value in Agile methodology, that is very, very important. Let's go on. C, promise the team will work weekends. Don't overwork your team in a project environment. So this cannot be an answer. Remove quality practice to meet the date. Okay? So once you remove quality, you're going to affect the type of product you're going to produce. So this cannot be the answer. Making B the best answer in this scenario. You need to explain trade-offs and use prioritization to protect value. So whatever the fixed cost, the fixed date, and the scope that the executive is asking for, you still need to explain the trade-offs if we go for that. So the Agile Practice Guide is on the life selection and also value delivery, which is on page 15 and also 52. What does it say? It supports tailoring, prioritization when uncertainty and change are also present. And the best mindset in this scenario is to use transparency and trade-offs. Do not pretend everything will be fixed. That's a bad mindset if you do that. So you have to use transparency and trade-off. So B is the best answer because Agile manages uncertainty by prioritizing value and also making constraints. All right. So making B the best answer. Practice question number 16. The team identifies a better technical solution that changes the original plan but improves maintainability. What should the project manager do? Okay. So let's start with our problem statement. The team is identifying a better technical solution that changes original plan but improves maintainability. All right. So let's go through the answers now. A, reject it because the plan cannot change. This is an agile environment. So You also need to analyze and understand this. Then B, facilitate evaluation with the product owner and team. I like this one. Facilitate. You're bringing the team together to try to evaluate to get more understanding of the solution. Okay. Approve it secretly without stakeholder. So if you do something in a secret way, it's not best ethical way of doing things in project. So making this one incorrect. You're supposed to be transparent and honest. D, ask the sponsor to choose the technical design alone. The sponsor is not supposed to choose the technical design. It's supposed to be done by the team. Making B the best answer in this scenario. You need to facilitate evaluation, okay, of this technical solution. You need to facilitate evaluation because it's also going to change the plan that you had. So practice guide reference is going to be responding to change and also continuous technical excellence, which is page 8 up to 11. And what does it say? Agile mindset supports change, technical excellence, and also team-based decision, not sponsor-based decision. So what is the best mindset here? You need to adapt responsibly when learning reveals a better path. So when you discover that something can be done in a better way, you also need to adapt responsibly. Then B, making B the best answer because agile teams, they evaluate change transparently and also they balance value, quality, and also impact, making B the best answer. Practice question number 17. A product owner is absent and the backlog is unclear. The team, they want to start anyway to stay busy. What should the agile project manager do? Okay, what is our problem statement here? We have a product owner who is absent, okay? And also the backlog is still unclear. The team, they want to start. Okay, so let's go through the answers now. Start random work to keep utilization high. This is not how you work in an agile environment. You work on best value, not random, making this one incorrect. Help clarify backlog items and restore product owner engagement. This makes sense. Product owner owns the backlog. So if you engage them, then it makes sense. C, cancel all upcoming ceremonies. You don't cancel ceremonies because the product owner is absent. So making this one incorrect answer. Let developers select only their favorite work. Prioritization is done by the product owner and not by developers. So making B the best answer. So you want to help to clarify the backlog items and also you want to restore product owner engagement, which is very, very important in an agile environment. So what is the agile guide reference here? Backlog preparation, refinement, and also agile roles, which is on page 52 and also on 38 to 42. And what does it do? It emphasizes clear backlog preparation, defined roles, and also effective agile delivery. And the best mindset that you could use in this particular scenario is you do not confuse business with value delivery. So business and value delivery is actually totally different two things. So B is the best answer because unclear backlog items, they create waste and they also reduce the chances of delivering value. So you should make sure that each time you are working on an agile environment, you have the backlog is very clear, prioritized by the product owner, making B the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 18, which is also of difficulty of medium, is a stakeholder keeps asking for detailed long-range estimates to highly uncertain features. What is the best agile response here? Okay, so what is our problem statement? We have a stakeholder who is keeping asking for detailed long-range estimates for highly uncertain features. Okay, that's the problem. So let's go through the answers now. Provide exact estimates and guarantee them. There is no way you can, if it's an estimate, you cannot guarantee unless if you have got enough evidence for this, making this an incorrect answer. Use progressive elaboration, short feedback loops, and transparent uncertainty. I like this. Progressive elaboration is the more you get deeper into the project, the more you do main activities of the project, the more most of these activities becomes very clear. Okay, so let's go to C. Refuse the estimate and refuse to estimate anything. You don't refuse anything in a project environment. Try to understand where it's coming from. So making this one incorrect answer. Hide uncertainty so that the stakeholders, they feel confident. You don't hide anything in a project. Always be transparent and also honest. So making B the best answer in this scenario. So the stakeholder is asking for detailed long-range estimates, okay, for highly uncertain features. So you need to use progressive elaboration. The more you get information, the more you can plan better. The more you can even execute the project better. Also, feedback loops to understand if the communication is happening properly, and also what you're producing, is it giving what you want. Then also transparent uncertainty on the risk side. Then the Agile Practice Guide is also definable and also highly uncertain work. So you can go to page 15 to 17 on this. What does it say? It explains that uncertainty work benefits from exploration and also feedback and also adaptation. All right. So the best mindset that you could use here is to be transparent about uncertainty and also learn in small steps. This is very important. If there's something that is uncertain, you also try to learn it in small steps. So B is the best answer because Agile, it avoids false certainty and also improves focused through learning, making B the best answer. Practice question number 19, also of medium difficulty. The team finishes main tasks, but the stakeholders, they do not see a business outcome. Okay. What should the Agile project manager refocus the team on? So our problem statement is we have a team that has finished many tasks, okay? But the stakeholders, they do not see the business outcome. So A, output and utilization only, okay? So I'm making sense. Let's see. Output, okay, let's go back again to the question. What should the Agile project manager refocus the team on? Output and no. This one, you cannot focus on output and utilization. This cannot be the answer in an Agile environment. You focus on the value. Customer value, okay, outcomes, and also validated increments. This makes sense now because you have got value to the customer. Then B, the number of meetings completed. No, this cannot be the answer. The amount of documentation, you don't use documentation to measure progress. So making B the best answer in this scenario. So B is our best answer. So what is our practice guide reference? We are referring to delivering an agile environment value measurement, which is also on page 60 to 68. And it links agile delivery and measurement to working product results and also value, right? So the best mindset here is outcomes matter than activity. This is a very important mindset in an agile environment. You don't focus more on activity, focus more on the outcome that you're going to produce, making B the best answer. Because PMP Agile thinking focuses on value, validated outcomes, okay, and not just volumes, making B the best answer in this scenario. Practice question number 20. A team retrospective identifies a recurring delay caused by slow approval process outside the team. The sponsor says the team should just be more agile. What should the project manager do? Okay. So what is our problem statement? We have a retrospective identification of a recurring delay. Okay. So we have a delay there. This is classified as hard. Okay. There's a delay or slow approval. Okay. So this is a problem that we have. Let's go through the answers now. A, tell the team to ignore the approval process. You cannot ignore anything in a project. You need to confront project issues. Okay. Right. And then B, work with stakeholders to remove the organizational impediments or adjust the flow. I like the way to work with stakeholders, so we leave this one for now. So we want to remove impediments. Then B, stop conducting retrospectives. Retrospectives in an agile environment, they are mandatory. So you cannot stop doing retrospectives. So making this one an incorrect answer. Then D, blame the team for not adapting fast enough. In a project environment, don't try to blame the team. Try to work with the team, collaborate with the team, product owner or anyone, any stakeholder in the project to try to understand what the problem is all about. So this cannot be the answer. So the best answer in this scenario is B, okay? Remember, we have a slow approval process. That is outside the team, which means someone else outside is approving. The sponsor is also saying the team should be more agile. So you need to work with stakeholders to remove organizational impediments or even adjust the flow. So be the best answer in this scenario. And what is our agile reference? Troubleshooting challenges and organizational considerations. Okay, so this is what we have, and it is on page 62 to 67. So what does it say? The guide recognizes that agile success depends on addressing team and also organizational impediments. So you need to address organizational impediments. And the best answer in this scenario is agility requires system level improvements and not just a slogan. So this is very important. If there's a process or there's a system or procedure that is slowing down the team in an organization, you also require to improve it so that the team can be as fast as possible. So making B the best answer in this scenario, because some impediments, they require leadership action beyond the team's boundaries. So if the impediments are organizational, you might find that the team might not be able to remove the impediments, but you might require senior management or leadership for you to remove those impediments, making B the best answer in this scenario. If you want me to create more videos based on what we have covered in this video, you can reach out to me or you can let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.